Yeah, I think we're all good. I think we're all good. Yeah, I've got some more anyway that I brought up there. All good. Yeah, no, they're all good. We just finished that one game, you know, before we go. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Okay. What's the window for breakfast for the movie?
Well, this is it. After 29 rounds of grueling competition in the NPL men's top flight, it all comes down to this in round 30. The latest instalment of the Battle of the Academies could prove to be the biggest one yet. Here in Lisarow, a very warm welcome to you all, of course, joining us this afternoon for the final round of the competition proper, as the Central Coast Mariners play host to the Western Sydney Wanderers. Survival on the line for both of these sides today, just a point separating them as we tick into the final round of the competition. The team news is in, so let's take you through how each side lines up ahead of kickoff here on the coast. Just the one change for Lucas Valela's Mariners this week. Muginga and Pota dropping out from the side that was defeated 3-1 at the hands of the latest premiers in Spirits FC last weekend. Harper Riles returns to the starting 11 after notching the Mariners' solitary goal in that encounter. Their full lineup as follows. In goal, number 40, Joel Wade. The 3 and captain, Michael Paragali. The 11, Jai Rose. 12, Ty McKibben. 19, Noah Peacock. 22, Shumba Mutakoyi. 23, Lawrence Taylor. 24, Kai Schumacher. 35, Max Miller. 38, Harry Jablonski. And as we said, 39, Harper Riles. Lucas Valela's bench this afternoon comprising of Jordan Small, Logan Sambrook, Angus Reid, Flynn Richards, Ahmed Elhelu, who returns to the first grade setup after a goal in the under-20s last week, and of course reserve goalkeeper this afternoon, Jai Ajanovic. The Wanderers themselves forced into a number of changes. Richie Cardozo having to farewell Oscar Priestman, of course, following his move to the Scottish Premier League, and a number of their scholars also being called up for national team duty with the Australia under-23, so out dropped the likes of Aidan Hammond, as we said, Oscar Priestman, and Aidan Simmons and Anthony Pentazopoulos. Their starting 11 as follows, of course. In goal, number 1, Tristan Vidakovic. Number 2, Nathan Barry. 4, Ricky Franson. 8, Nick Badalato. 9, Alat Abdulrahman. 18, Awan Lual. 22, and captain, Jesse Cameron. 26, Anthony Barbic. 27, Julian Kopp. 33, Leon Alizart. And 39, Cade Bacchus. On the bench for Richie Cardozo's side this afternoon, Oscar Morrison, Thomas Kutuk, Johnny Pavlovic, Max Haitley, Giorgio Hasarati, and reserve goalkeeper, Lucas Sinos. When the action begins this afternoon, the man in the middle with the whistle, controlling the action, Jake Rose. As the RBB turn up in force for this one. The drums are beating, pulsating throughout the coast. Strap yourselves in, because I'm sure we are absolutely well and truly set for nothing short of a pulsating contest here. We'll take you through the various permutations and how things could play out with a variety of results available, of course. Some of it may hinge on Mount Druitt's clash with Spirits FC, also kicking off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll try and keep you updated on how that one progresses as well. The referees just synchronising their watches, conducting their final checks. The whistle blows and away we go for the final time of the regular season here at Plume Park. Wanderers getting us underway, kicking from left to right on your screens and immediately turning it into touch. Hoisted back in by Jablonski. We did say a bit of a disclaimer to strap yourselves in, of course, ahead of kickoff here on the coast. And there is a reason for that. We certainly expect goals between these two sides. Just the one draw between these two sides in the last 7 or so years. The last 7 fixtures, in fact, notching 35 goals in total, an average of 5 goals a game between these two sides. Goals often a feature between academy sides in the state's top flight, of course. No less in this fixture. Wonderful ball into the channel, giving Cameron something to chase. He's marshalled effectively enough. Schumacher trying to step in. It's Bacchus though. Now Mutakoi for the Mariners. Clips forward and nodded on by Harper Riles. He'll get the return pass as well in a pocket of space. Well tracked back by Nathan Barry, who's able to hook it clear as well. The flick on though from Lual. He was the furthest player forward at the time, so Paragali able to recover it. Of course, a 2-2 draw. The only draw between these two sides in the last 7 or so years in the reverse fixture back in round 15 earlier this season, down at Wanderers Football Park. And a bit of story behind that fixture as well. It was originally scheduled to be played on the coast, but rained out due to the wild weather that was lashing the coast at that time. Ended up being played at Wanderers Football Park the following day. Certainly a pulsating encounter in that one, of course. Ben Mewett put through his own net to open the scoring for the Wanderers. Dry Rose scored his first senior goal in that encounter as well for the Mariners. It was Till to equalise. He'll take no part today. Or put the Wanderers ahead, I should say. And Harper Riles it was who equalised late for the Mariners on that occasion. He's back in the starting 11 this week as well, Harper Riles. As he looks to flick that one on in the direction of Peacock, but emphatically cleared upfield by Barry. All the way into the hands of the Mariners gloveman, Joel Wade, who's been in wonderful touch in the back end of this season. Puts himself under needless pressure there, though. The commentator's curse nearly striking. Abdul Rahman lurking with real dangerous intent. Joel Wade just getting himself tangled in knots. He does love to invite the pressure. Does Wade, and nearly proving the master of his own demise there. Flicked on and then hooked clear by Mutakoi. And now the Mariners will look to counter. With breakneck speed, they are quick in transition, the Mariners. Lawrence Taylor, one-on-one. That's good defending from Leon Alizard, one-on-one against Lawrence Taylor, who was driving forward from the Mariners' engine room there. Paragali now for the Central Coast. Again, just inviting Abdul Rahman forward and then going back to Joel Wade, who now looks to show off his range of passing. Well, you could see the intent there as Harry Jablonski was darting forward on this near touch line. The ball forward, though, all too central, and a comfortable claim for Tristan Vidakovic. A towering figure of Vidakovic, of course. .201 centimetres tall, 6'6" in the old money. And he'll get another touch on us here, will Vidakovic. As he looks to show off his range of passing. Rising there for the Mariners was Max Miller, perhaps a bit of a physical mismatch there. Max Miller certainly not with the same sort of stature as Vidakovic. Able to rise above Alizard, who was darting forward on that far touch line. He'll have the free kick as well, the contact in the air. A little too much for referee Jake Rose's liking. The Wanderers at the moment looking to dictate the play, dictate the tempo. Wade again under a little bit of pressure, able to sort his feet out that time. And a handy pass as well. Now it's Taylor. And now it's Peacock. And there is Nathan Barry covering across, affecting the challenge, timing it to perfection as well. At the expense of a corner, though. First corner of the afternoon for the Central Coast. They do have two very good depth ball technicians there in Jai Rose and Harry Jablonski. Jablonski, of course, a left-footed option. If they do look to swing this one in, Rose, the right-footed option. We've seen plenty of variations on their set pieces. This one is much more straightforward, clipped in and doesn't beat the first defender. Badalato nodding it clear initially. And they look to go straight up the other end and counter-punch here. The Wanderers with Kopp. Isolating Miller there. Now it's Bacchus. Switching the points of attack. It's a little ways behind. Alizatu stretches to try and keep it in play, but all in vain in the end. Well, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, of course, how much is riding on this match for each of these sides coming into the start of the day's play. Just a point separating the Mariners and the Wanderers, and just 2 points separating the Mariners and bottom of the table, Mount Druitt. Wade again, able to sort his feet out and plays one long looking for Riles, who's stolen a bit of a march on Cameron there. Now it's Rose, weaving into the area. Rose will strike, blocked off initially. Peacock will feed off the scraps. It's McKibben. What's cooking for the Coast here? Miller and then Taylor. Taylor, again, trying to get around the outside of Alizart. Alizart's done ever so well. Bit of a tangle between McKibben and Abdul Rahman there, and McKibben emerges with it. They'll just go back and reload, recycle here, the Coast. Going back to those permutations on how things could play out at the end of the day, of course. A win for the Wanderers would ensure their survival, ensure their status in the top flight for 2026. Regardless of the goings-on at Mount Druitt, unless they manage to put 6 past Spirit. For the Central Coast Mariners, a win, of course, would outright secure their status in the top flight, consigning the Wanderers potentially to that Pro-Well playoff. As we said, Bottom goes down automatically, but it's the Wanderers again looking to make things happen. Final ball just a little too far ahead of Lual. We will try and keep you up to date as well with goings on elsewhere. As we said, all matches simultaneously kicking off 3 o'clock this afternoon for the final rounds. You'll love to see it. Here's Rose. Wide is Jablonski. Little clip over the top in the direction of Rose. Rising again was Cameron. They'll get another chance here, though, the Central Coast with Jablonski going back and recycling through Mutakuyi and Paragali. Paragali carrying it forward from the heart of defence initially, holds it up and has support in Miller and then Jablonski. We do have early news from some of those other fixtures taking place at the moment as well. At the Palace, Marconi currently leading Sutherland by 1-0. And between Sydney and Rockdale, that one currently 1-1 already. Chris McStay opening the scoring early for Rockdale, pegged back by Marin France for Sydney FC. Our focus firmly here on the Coast, though, in leafy Lisarow, of course. Pete Pryor with you this afternoon. Absolute pleasure to have your company, of course, as it always is, wherever it is you may be tuning in from, I should say. The sense of occasion prevalent here on the Coast as well. Plume Park, the grandstand, is absolutely packed to the rafters here this afternoon. As we said, the RBB turning out in force as well. Just off to our left-hand side from our broadcast position here. Taylor looking to slide one in for Peacock. And again, emphatically cleared by Nathan Barry. He's just about sent that one all the way back to Niagara Park, the next suburb across, of course. It's Cade Bacchus dropping in, not shirking his defensive duties. Forced to concede the corner again, though. Second corner of the afternoon for the Central Coast Mariners. And again, Jablonski and Rose. Variation this time. Jablonski takes it quickly for Rose, who darts towards the byline and has his pocket pinched. And again, Wanderers look to break quickly. The ball was just a little too far ahead of Copp, though. Into touch it goes. Wade, again, looking to drive it forward into the wide area for Jablonski, who nods it forward first time towards Riles. Being shepherded here by Franson. Now it's Rose, shifting onto his right. Weaving and twisting and turning and trying to force an opening. None appearing, though, and back it goes to Mutukoyi. Paragali. Mutukoyi and Paragali have formed a formidable partnership at the heart of that defence. Paragali, the captain of the Central Coast Mariners, of course, leading by example so often. The 19-year-old Canberra product, Shumba Mutukoyi himself, just 17 years old, only just turned 17 as well. Both of these academy sides, of course, littered with so much promise and potential. As Rose steals a march on Copp there. Now it's Schumacher measuring the cross. It's low. It's towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's cleared. And now it's Abdul Rahman. Bundled off it by Paragali. Just went through the back of the Wanderers, number 9. Abdul Rahman, of course, one of those with a lot of promise and potential. Signed a 2-year scholarship deal with the Wanderers just last month. Here's Cameron. It's a little ways ahead of Julian Copp, who did give chase, but looked like he knew and was too far ahead. Again, it's Abdul Rahman pressing Joel Wade, and, well, the press may have been effective enough as Wade driving it into touch right in front of our vantage point here. Cameron working those levers to hoist it back into play. Luell, good little back heel there as well. Now Copp hoisting in the cross. Should be comfortable enough for Wade, and is. He did have the sun absolutely bearing down on him there, though, did Joel Wade. Staring straight into it. Again, it's Abdul Rahman. Sure, there was more than a few coasty hearts in mouths there. It's Abdul Rahman again on the edge of the area. Luell now. Luell able to dig the strikeouts, but all the sting taken out of it by a combination of Jablonski and Mutukoyi. A fairly even opening 15 or so minutes here on the coast. If anything, I think it's more than fair to say the Wanderers perhaps shading it. The Mariners are howling for a free kick there after the contact in the back. And they will have it. Was that Lawrence Taylor? It was indeed. Still down, Lawrence Taylor. Back to his feet now. Has been an important part of the Mariners' resurgence in the latter knockings of the season, of course. Lawrence Taylor found himself playing multiple roles, of course. Usually utilised in the heart of that midfield, but shifting wide from the seams this afternoon. Also filling in as a makeshift right back from time to time as Jablonski will hoist this into the area. Not a clear by Lual. McKibben will pick up the scraps. Now, Riles will send it back in towards the head of Paragali. Schumacher will clip it over his shoulder. It's Rose. It's a very well-timed challenge from Julian Kopp to turn it behind, just as Rose looked to have wriggled free. Just a matter of throwing absolutely everything or anything that he could at it, really, there for Julian Kopp. He had to get the timing absolutely right, and he did. Another corner for the Central Coast, though, as Jablonski hoists this one in towards the penalty spot, and Nathan Barry, towering header to nod it clear, and Abdul Rahman looks to wriggle free, and that's late and dangerous from Abdul Rahman, who will go straight into the referee's notebook here. First yellow card of the afternoon, and perhaps the first sort of flashpoint between these two sides. Well, I can tell you what, the RBB don't mind that. Full-blooded sort of challenge there from Alat Abdul Rahman. And just as he did last time these two sides met, he finds himself in the referee's notebook. Well, the Central Coast Mariners fans may not be too happy about it. It was very late from Alat Abdul Rahman, but the Wanderers won't mind it because it shows the signs of just how much this means and how desperate, how much they want it, how much they're in for the fight. Both sides will very much need to be. Max Miller back up and about, back to his feet now for the Mariners. High defensive line from this free kick as well for Western Sydney. As Rose clips it forwards. Nodded into the area. It's behind Mutakoyi. And it's cleared by Kopp. And again, it's Abdul Rahman giving chase against Max Miller. Max Miller able to bring it on down and find Taylor. Running out of real estate on that far touchline, though, Lawrence Taylor. Hoisted back into play quickly towards Lual. It was Ty McKibben that time defending and just hooking it straight back into touch. Long throw. Mutakoyi will not it clear initially. Then Peacock will rise to complete the clearance. Only as far as Barry, though. Now Franson, centrally. Has Cameron on this near touch line. Not the greatest of first touches from Cameron, and then perhaps a high boot there as Dry Rose tried to steal in and seize on the opportunity. Just a bit of a loose touch from Jesse Cameron. Saw the ball bobble up. Dry Rose, zippy, as always, getting his head to the ball, but maybe a little bit of contact as well. Jablonski will drive this one forward. Vidakovic will rise to meet it. He spills it initially, but comfortable enough for the big wingspan there of Vidakovic. Not a bad kick either as well. A good-looking release, giving Lual something to chase. Max Miller will meet it with his head first. And just nod it back comfortably to Joel Wade. Wade inviting the press again from Abdul Rahman. Playing with fire at times is Joel Wade. He is a cool customer though. Schumacher stretching in there and putting that one over the grandstand. I was waiting to hear if we would hear the thud on the tin roof here in the margin stand at Plume Park. It wasn't to be though, all the way over the grandstand as the Wanderers again look to race forward. It's just a little too far ahead of Abdul Rahman, who's been lively this afternoon. He's been dangerous. He did force Joel Wade into the earlier error, which nearly popped out very kindly indeed for Lual. Here's Paragali. Marshalled all the way by Battalato, who's done ever so well to win the throw as well for the Wanderers. Now, Franson. Cameron wanted it on this near touch line. Franson instead opts to go back to Nathan Barry, and now it will reach Jesse Cameron. Wanderers happy just to keep their foot on the ball here, play a bit of keep ball and try and push and probe and stretch the Mariners out of shape. You see those two distinct banks of four. Fairly compact at the moment for the Mariners. Towards Abdul Rahman, tussling with Paragali. Paragali gets the better of him on that occasion. Now Max Miller. Couldn't find Lawrence Taylor. It's comfortably picked out by Alizart. Wade, oof. Again, inviting that press from Abdul Rahman. Drives it over halfway, but it's Franson who rose to meet it initially. Paragali towering over the top of Abdul Rahman on that occasion. Now Miller. Pass was left a little way behind Schumacher and Jablonski. Jablonski will retrieve it and once again trust his goalkeeper's footwork. This time it's the Mariners' turn to keep their foot on the ball. Wanderers happy to wait, and now it's Abdul Rahman who eventually looks to press. Wade will release it. Cameron will rise to meet it. Now Lual running out of room. So he tried to wriggle free of the attention of Mutakoye. McKibben. Jablonski's creeping forward on this near touch line, hoping for that big crossfield diag from Paragali. Won't come though. It's Wade who sends it forward centrally. Harper Riles now. Has Franson for company. Little back heel from Riles. Didn't get clean connection on it though. Clearance only landing in the path of McKibben. Here is Jablonski. Little dink over the top to find Rose. He's bundled off it though by Cameron, and now it's Kopp striding forward, and it's Schumacher sliding in and conceding the free kick as well, taking away the legs of Julian Kopp and halting any further progress from the Wanderers. That's Alizar. Well defended by Max Miller at the expense of a throw-in on that far touch line. We've got a whole host of updates to bring you from elsewhere as well when we get the chance. As Miller sliding in ahead of Abdul Rahman. We will take the opportunity to take you to Popondetta Park very briefly, where, of course, in another crucial clash, the simultaneous match of the round, of course, between Mount Druitt and Spirit FC. There has been a red card for Mount Druitt. Mount Druitt reduced to 10 early in that one. Long throw incoming here as the Wanderers look to bombard the Mariners once again. It's towards the head of Barry, but nodded clear initially. The strike will come from Franson from a long way out. But if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery, as they say. Now it's Cameron. Hoisted in centrally. Wade will come and clutch it gratefully to his chest. Those updates from elsewhere. Marconi still leading Sutherland by a goal to nil. Rockdale have taken the lead over Sydney. Apia are a goal to the good over Sydney Olympic. And Manly United lead St George by a goal to nil. As the Mariners look to advance on the far touchline now. Guinness Elazar's one-on-one defending against Taylor. And he's done ever so well to win the throw as well, Leon Elazar. Launched long towards Abdul Rahman. Gets the flick on, does he? He does. It was in the direction of Lual, but final touch off Abdul Rahman. And just handing possession back to the Mariners. Taylor. Now Cameron. With acres of space, green grass in front of him here. Jesse Cameron, little slide rule pass as well to find Kopp. First time cross is a decent one. Just over the heads of absolutely everyone. Abdul Rahman will retrieve. Hoisted in towards Lual! And then Julian Kopp was stretching to try and prod it home. It just needed a touch. Something, anything to try and guide it home. Flashing agonisingly across the face of goal. Joel Wade, I fancy, will be breathing a sigh of relief. It's a wicked teasing delivery from Leon Elazar. And that's as close as we've come so far in the opening half an hour or so. Now, Bacchus. Closed out of it, though. Riles for the Mariners. Inside it goes for McKibben. Schumacher will look to change the point of attack. Just hands possession back to Elazar. Clipped forward, giving Battalato something to chase. Max Miller trying to get body position. Wonderful feed from Battalato initially, but Miller was patient. Now it's Peacock. Little back heel. Might prove profitable for Riles here, you know. It's Franson, though. Cool, calm and collected. Just going back and playing it back to the feet of Vidakovic. Cameron. This one may be sparking into life here. Lual has Musakoyi for company. Dancing feet and finding support in the form of Bacchus, who will clip it in towards the back stick, towards Elazar. Now Abdul Rahman will strike and hit the post as well. They're getting closer and closer and closer, are the Wanderers. That one just a matter of millimetres away from breaking the deadlock. Joel Wade could only stand and watch as the effort from Abdul Rahman crashed into the upright. This one certainly sparking into life here on the Central Coast. Wade nearly let it run away from him again, regaining his composure. It's Taylor. Gets his body in there and wins the free kick as well. Not for the first time this afternoon, Lawrence Taylor winning the free kick for the Central Coast Mariners, coming in for his fair share of physical contact. It was Elazar, I think, who's conceded the free kick, just looking at the replay on the monitors here. The Coast will be very happy indeed for this break in play, as the Wanderers have been absolutely bashing on the door for the last 5 minutes or so. The Mariners now with a chance for themselves to launch a bit of a raid on the Wanderers' goal. Rose leaves it for Jablonski, who clips it in towards the back stick. Should be comfortable for Vidakovic, and certainly is. His ball out, his charge down. Well, you simply can't do that. Harper Riles earning himself a stern lecture as he delayed the restart. Vidakovic just wants to get on with it. Shepherded back to Joel Wade. Vidakovic just playing kick-to-kick with Joel Wade for the time being. Harper Riles perhaps fortunate to not see himself inside the referee's notebook now. Just a talking to. Rose is brought down on halfway. The Wanderers don't like it, but they don't have to. There's only one opinion that matters out there. That's the opinion of Jake Rose. It's Wade again, drives it forward on the far touchline. Striding forward into the area. They're streaming forward here, and it's comfortably cleared by Nathan Barry. It was Max Miller who made that dart forward on the far touchline. Lung-busting run forward from fullback. Hoisted back into play. Again, the Central Coast happy to invite the Wanderers forward and try and launch it forward immediately and hope for an opening, but hope really isn't an effective game plan. This Wanderers defensive line has remained staunch, so resolute. And going forward, they've caused the Mariners their fair share, more than their fair share of heart-stopping moments. Paragali clips it forward and Alizart sends it clear with interest. Wade had a decision to make. Bit of a puzzle to figure out there, and he figured it out well enough. Jablonski, Mutakoyi now. It's his turn to carry it forward from the heart of defence, and he beats 1 and 2. Now McKibben. Great feat to take him away from Bacchus as well. Rose hugging this near touchline. Wants to get at Jesse Cameron here. Rose still inverting and has his legs taken away from him right on the edge of the area. Well, again, the RBB, they're right next to where the infraction took place, and they're making their feelings clearly known. But the Mariners now with an opportunity to whip this one into the danger zone from a very dangerous area themselves. Jai Rose has walked away and left this one. Noah Peacock's provided himself as an option. You would perhaps expect to see maybe Peacock in there. Provides such a wonderful aerial threat. He is the one who set the ball. So perhaps Noah Peacock thinking about going directly for goal himself. The former Wanderer as well, of course, Noah Peacock. It will be Peacock! Side netting. Well, there would have been a real sense of, was it written in the script for Noah Peacock? As we said, the former Wanderer made the move up the F3 to the Central Coast in the mid-season window. And you can't blame him for perhaps fancying himself, particularly from that angle. He wasn't far away at all. Cameron. Now Kopp. Again, it's Jablonski who inserts himself between Julian Kopp and the ball. And then contact in the back of Harry Jablonski was enough to take him off balance. That's a good piece of defending, really, from the Mariners fullback. Harry Jablonski. Intelligence, another one who turns just 17 this year. Wade driving it forward again. Riles to nod it on. Peacock was just too close, just playing in Riles' pocket there for a moment. Abdul Rahman brings it down for Lual. Now it's Battalato. Shimmying, slaloming, freeing his feet to find Abdul Rahman. Cameron overlapping. First time cross. Mutakoi will repel it initially. Jablonski, well, it's an interesting sort of clearance. It only finds Alizart. They're flooding forward here, the Wanderers. Abdul Rahman doesn't get clean contact on the strike, though. He was really looking to put his laces through that and then some. Alat Abdul Rahman, but not the contact that he would have hoped for. He's there for the layoff, though. It's Barbic, and then back with Nathan Barry. Franson. It's Bacchus. Alizarts. Delivered in towards again Abdul Rahman, who's come the closest for the Western Sydney Wanderers this afternoon. Sent an effort from just about the edge of the area, absolutely crashing into the upright. Joel Wade was forced to just stand and watch. It looked to be destined for the top corner. Millimetres in it, really. Anthony Baldrich now more involved. First time ball from Lual is good for Cameron. Now Kopp. First time delivery as well. It's a wonderful defensive header. In fact, from, was that Paragully? It was indeed. Not easy to do when you're tracking back like that as well. And now the Coast look to counter punch immediately. Switching the point of attack into the path of Riles, who will await support and find some in the form of McKibben. Bursting into the area now, Ty McKibben, all the way to the byline. And all the way into touch as well. Very good defending again on display from both Jesse Cameron and Ricky Franson. We said how staunch and stingy the Wanderers' defence have been, proving so again there. It's Cameron, again, utilising the full width of the pitch here. Inside it goes for Kopp. Battalato. Clipped out again towards Cameron. Cross towards the edge of the area. Peacock unable to get any sort of contact on it, and the Wanderers will get another chance to hoist it in. Repelled by Schumacher. Looks like a bit of a change of shape as well here from Richie Cardozo's side. Spotting something perhaps. Jesse Cameron seems to be playing much more advanced over the last few minutes in particular. Looking to inject a bit more influence on the game here, the Wanderers skipper. Forward towards Lual. Now, Bacchus. Good feed as well to find Kopp. Julian Kopp seems to be playing a little bit narrower as well than he has been for the opening exchanges. Here's Bacchus. Nathan Barry now. Franson. You can feel the tempo just starting to increase. The ball speed increasing here a bit as well from the Wanderers as they look to just zip and bop it around. It's McKibben, though, for the Mariners. Now, Riles. Trying to play it into the half space, really, for Rose. It's a long way ahead of Rose, though, and Ricky Franson happy to watch that. All the way behind. Vidakovic now. Into the final 5 minutes of the first stanza here on the Coast. Here in the final round of the season proper. Deadlock still yet to be broken. perhaps surprisingly, between these two academy sides. As we said, the last 7 meetings have yielded an average of 5 goals a game. Both sides acutely aware of the sense of occasion and what's at stake. As Lual opening it up now for Cameron. Bacchus weaving through traffic. Forced to go all the way back here with Barry. Clipped forward again towards Abdul Rahman. Bundled off it initially by Schumacher, but able to regain his feet. Well, he wanted the advantage there as well, I fancy, did Abdul Rahman. They'll have the free kick, though, the Wanderers, and a chance to launch something in towards the big timber there. Ricky Franson coming forward. Lual, always an aerial threat. Nathan Barry in the mixer as well. Hoisted in towards the back post. Nodded back across goal, and the flag's up on this near touch line, which puts paid to the latest Wanderers raid. Well, we will take the opportunity as well to bring you a couple of other updates from elsewhere. At Popondetta Park, Spirits have taken the lead, 1-0 over Mount Druitt, which is good news for both of these sides, really. Marconi are currently 3 goals to the good over Sutherland at the Palace. There's Jesse Cameron reaching this one ahead of Rose, and just nodding it into touch. Jablonski will hoist it back in to resume hostilities here. Franson will hook it over his shoulder towards Lual. His first touch only, gave it to Jablonski. Miller into the path of Taylor, who weaves his way back to Mutakui. Jablonski, slide rule ball here for Rose, who's got Jesse Cameron for company. A couple of step overs here from Rose as he shifts onto his right and back onto his right. Now Jablonski. It's Taylor. Gets past 1 and 2. Great footwork from Taylor. Now it's Rose. And cleared comfortably enough, but only as far as Schumacher. And Schumacher will join Abdul Rahman in the book as he stretched to try and reach that one. A similar sort of situation as well to what saw Alat Abdul Rahman in the book earlier in the half, as Schumacher just let it run away from him a little bit there and just left it a bit late on Abdul Rahman. Well, he may protest his innocence there, but certainly a yellow card. Nathan Barry resumes hostilities. As we tick into the final few seconds of the opening stanza here at Pluim Park, Jesse Cameron nodding that one forward. Lual's giving chase. Mutakui only able to find the feet of Julian Kopp. And Mutakui covering across and redeeming himself with aplomb. 1 minute of time to be added on here as Riles, wonderful little nutmeg to take him away from the defender, and then, well, he did all the hard work there, Harper Riles. Freed his feet, a wonderful little nutmeg on Nathan Barry, and escaping the attention as well of Ricky Franson, but his shot just ballooning high, wide, and not so handsome there. He'll be hoping for better of himself, of course, Harper Riles. So he looks to give chase to this one and keep the Wanderers defenders honest. Jesse Cameron just to send it forward and relieve the pressure, but it's going to come straight back at them in the form of Jai Rose. Again, looking to isolate Cameron. Rose has support now with McKibben. Jablonski. Comfortably repelled, and that will indeed be the final action of an entertaining first 45 here on the Central Coast. No goals to show for it. The Wanderers have certainly come the closest as Alas Abdul Rahman crashed one into the upright, which had Joel Wade stranded. It rebounded away and into safety. The Mariners came close themselves. A wicked free kick from Noah Peacock, who was looking to get one over his former side into the side netting. But after 45 minutes, nothing to separate the two sides. 45 minutes of action to come, of course. At half-time, it's the Central Coast Mariners 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. We're off for a short break here on the Central Coast, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second stanza in about 15 or so minutes' time. A very, very warm welcome indeed back to the Central Coast here in leafy Lisarow, Plume Park, for the final round of NPL Men's New South Wales action. Scoreless at the break between the Mariners and the Wanderers. 45 minutes of action to come with so much riding on this one. 45 minutes to see if we can separate these two sides. 45 minutes for one of these sides perhaps to secure their status in the top flight for 2026. It's the Mariners to get us underway for the second stanza in their traditional yellow and navy kit. They'll be kicking from left to right on your screens in this second half. It is Pete Pryor with you on the call this afternoon for the final round here in Match of the Round, of course. Absolute pleasure to have your company wherever it is in the world you may be tuning in from. A real sort of chess match for the opening 45 between these two academy sides. So evenly matched, the Wanderers perhaps shading the opening stanza. As Rose is brought down, no free kick forthcoming, and the Wanderers immediately look to go forward. It's a teasing, sort of tantalising ball, and Wade was able to reel it into his grasp and roll it into the path of Taylor on this near touch line. A fixture which has yielded so many goals over the years between these two sides. Alizard has just missed his header there, and McKibben will pick it up for the Coast. Couldn't stick the pass though. You could see the intention there, trying to weave it through for Max Miller. Comfortably dealt with, and Abdul Rahman with a good first touch to take him away from Mutakui. Here's Badalato. Abdul Rahman will have it back. Paragali for company. Weaving, twisting and turning, crossing into the legs of Paragali, and corner for Western Sydney. It was he who came the closest to breaking the deadlock, of course, Abdul Rahman. Curling one into the upright in the first half, and he's won his side a corner here as well, with Badalato across to take. It will be the in-swinging delivery here from Badalato, curled in towards the near post, nodded clear initially. Badalato might just get a second bite at it here. Well, that's wonderful defending from Noah Peacock. Taking it fair and true off the toe of Nicholas Badalato as he looks to whip that one back in. Clearing as well, just to release the pressure if nothing else. Miller has body position ahead of Badalato. Taylor, inside it goes. He wants the free kick, it won't come. He's able to link up with Peacock and McKibben and then Mutakui. Now it's Jablonski. He's running into trouble there in the form of Julian Kopp. Here's Lual. Paragali stepping forward to effect the challenge on Lual. To great effect as well. Into touch it goes. Franson. Now Barry. Bacchus. Franson. Hoisted in towards Lual. Brings it down with his first touch. And spreads it back out to this near touch line for Alizart, who invites the challenge here from Miller. Miller obliges, but Alizart wriggles free. Lawrence Taylor will complete the challenge, ball and all. And Miller will complete the clearance. RBB hopeful in their appeals for a penalty after the challenge from Lawrence Taylor, but it was certainly ball and all. Leon Alizart it will be to work the levers, to hoist this one long into the area, it looks. It will indeed. Bullet-like throw from Alizart. McKibben will hook it clear over his shoulder. As far as Bacchus, who will hoist it back into the area. Wade had to come a long way to claim. Confident goalkeeping on display again from the Mariners custodian. And a good release as well to find Miller. McKibben goes one way and the other and is able to create a pocket of space for himself initially. His pass is picked out, though, very comfortably indeed by Battalato. Barry and Franson just exchanging passes before Barry launches one long. Jablonski able to cut it out before it reached Jesse Cameron. Jablonski again stepping forward to affect the challenge. And, well, a couple of little afters there as well. Never far from the action is Harry Jablonski. Abdul Rahman, Mutakui rising above him. That's Lual. Paragali affecting the challenge. Wanderers will have it back on halfway. Cop turns it around the corner. Franson now. Cameron. Cop weaving his way past Schumacher and then past Jablonski. Well, Jablonski able to get a toe in and just prod it over that far touchline. The Wanderers looking the more lively in the opening 7 or so minutes of the second half here at Plume. Hoisted in again towards the head of Lual. Again, the Mariners repel it. Strike from a long way out from Bacchus into a sea of bodies. Now clipped in towards Battalato, and Wade has come a long way to claim again and gets a very good fist to the ball indeed. And again, well, hopeful appeals, if nothing else, from the RBB. Just to the left of our broadcast position here. They always bring a wonderful atmosphere, of course. And Leon Alizart bringing the long throw. Again, hoisted in. Nodded on. Mutakui able to poke it clear. Cop sends it high into the afternoon sky. Barry it will be to nod it forward. Franson and Battalato nearly on the end of it. The Mariners survive. It's Rose now. Looking to drive his way inside. It's a well-timed challenge from Cop. Rose has just about retained it. Not for long, though. Abdul Rahman. Lual. Good hold-up play to link up with Abdul Rahman, but Schumacher stepping in to try and take control of the situation. Here's Riles for the Central Coast. This tries to sweep it out in the direction of Miller. Battalato gets there first. Miller gets there second. It was Nathan Barry, though, who got there third. Now it's Franson. Alizart, first time ball inside, only finds Ty McKibben for the Central Coast. Now it's Schumacher. And Jablonski. Jablonski with a little give and go with Rose, but couldn't retain it under a great deal of pressure, and now Lual able to hook it over the top into the path of Abdul Rahman. Mutakui recovers ever so well. Keeps it in play as well, and is able to link up with Harper Riles as well, Mutakui. But here come the Wanderers once again. Alizart now. Clipped in towards the head of Lual. It's over the head of Lual and nodded clear once more, and then Schumacher to complete the clearance. Only as far as halfway. They're really turning the screws here, Western Sydney. It's Kopp wriggling his way forward, advancing on that far touchline. Winning the throw as well. Now a double change coming up for the Central Coast Mariners. Lucas Villela looks like he's going to withdraw Ty McKibben and Lawrence Taylor. Jordan Small into the fray, wearing the number 6 jersey. And Flynn Richards as well. Their first action to deal with this throw-in. It's a bit of chaos in the area there. Motakoyi couldn't quite complete the clearance. Peacock does ever so well. Bacchus will strike. He just got a long way underneath it. Miller will clear. Now it's Richards giving chase. And, well, Leon Alizart has sent that one into the next postcode. Commentator and cameraman nearly taking protective cover there as well, as we thought that may have been going directly into our broadcast position here. Thankfully, for our sake at least anyway, that one fair and true, clearing the grandstand here at Bloom. The Mariners do have a problem meanwhile, though. It looks like Noah Peacock has remained down on the penalty spot, just receiving some treatment here after his clearance. He's back to his feet now, but he will have to leave the field of play, of course. So the Mariners will, temporarily at least, be reduced to 10. I fancy we'll restart with a drop ball as well. I'm never not going to say it, but bring back the days of contested drop balls. Miller it is who gets us back underway. Paragali playing back to Wade, who will send it long into the afternoon sky. So over the top of Small. It's Paragali stepping in, though. Bacchus will retrieve it for the Wanderers. Battalato. Bacchus now. Battalato again. Raking crossfield ball there from Nathan Barry. Franson. All the way back to Vidakovic. It's Miller who rose to meet it into the back of the head of Battalato, who then emerges with it, is able to link up with Alizart, who's then bundled off it. Small and Richards are two substitutes looking for the give and go, but the Wanderers able to step in and take control again and just calm it down. Well, if things remain as they are, not just in this match but elsewhere as well, of course, the Mariners will remain safe, remain in the division for 2026. The Wanderers will be forced into that Pro-Rel playoff against SD Raiders, who confirmed their participation in the Pro-Rel playoff yesterday. University of New South Wales taking out the League One Men's Premiership. Automatic promotion on the cards for them. And, well, we'll go to Popondetta Park really quickly, as we do have breaking news from Popondetta. Mount Druitt were 1-0 down and down to 10 men as well. Mount Druitt, however, have just equalised. Bring you more on that as it develops. So 1-1 at Popondetta between Mount Druitt and Spirits FC. Miller nods it forwards. Richards now. Has Miller overlapping, opted to go inside himself, and Battalato Stealing back in to take it off the toe of Richards, and now Lual racing forwards. Wade was alert to it and off his line and out of his area very quickly. Drives his clearance straight into the legs of Lual. But into safety, into touch. Bacchus climbing over the back of Peacock, and Peacock seems quite bemused as to how there was not a free kick, but also the throw-in going in favour of the Wanderers. But on we go. Rose bundled over, able to regain his feet and regain possession, but the Mariners will have the free kick just inside their own half. Mutakoi, again, Abdul Rahman racing forward to apply the press. Mutakoi, cool as you like, linking up with Jablonski, who will clip it forward. Nodded into touch on that far touch line, though. Now it's Riles, looking to link up with Richards, who darted into the area. Alizart will get there first. His attempted ball for Battalato, though, just into touch, a little too far outside of Battalato. Small, driven straight into the legs of Bacchus again. Small will have it back. Bacchus will steal in and link up with Lual. Slide rule ball was picked out at the last available opportunity from Paragali. He read that one oh so well, did Paragali. The danger was brewing. Alizart leaves it for Barabechu. Hooks it around for Coppins. Lual strikes! Wade saves initially. Another strike from Cameron. They're building here, the Wanderers. Wonderful save from Wade. Take nothing away from that. So snappy. Down to his left. To deny the snapshot from Lual. Now it's Rose. Riles. Well, that's as close as they've come this half. The Wanderers, that's as close as either side has come really in this match. Wade drives it forwards. Should be comfortable for Vidakovic. Peacock was coming forward to keep him honest and just let Nathan Barry know he was there on the way through as well. Perhaps no love lost between those two. Both Northern Beaches boys, of course, Noah Peacock and Nathan Barry. Barry the Manly junior. Played his juniors at Seaforth, of course. Joined the Wanderers in the under-18 set-up from Manly United back in 2023. One of those who has already made his A-League debut as well at just 17 years old. Another one of those scholars who inked a 3-year scholar deal last year for the Wanderers. Big show of faith in Nathan Barry as he puts his foot through that one. Bacchus. Cop. Abdul Rahman's found himself in a handy pocket of space as he clips it in towards the head of Lual. Arriving was Battalato. Also arriving here is Alizart. Battalato. Mariners able to get numbers back. Alizart. Back heel from Battalato is picked out by Richards. Little give and go between Richards and Peacock now. And Richards, again, hugging this near touch line. Has support from Miller. Peacock is just on his heels a little bit there. Allowed Barry to steal in, but Riles will pick it up on halfway. Jablonski will send it forwards, giving Rose something to chase. Jesse Cameron, though, first on scene. Schumacher for the Mariners. Goes back to calm it down here with Mutakoi and all the way back to Wade. Drives it forward and finds Max Miller in a very handy pocket of space indeed. Tries to burn around the outside of Alizart and then just runs out of real estate. All the way over the byline there from Max Miller. That's the only real opening of this second half that the Mariners have been able to force so far. Again, it's Abdul Rahman. Back to goal. Feels the presence of Mutakoi in his back. Weaving and twisting and turning before Mutakoi says, I've had enough of that. Steps in to prod it into touch. And Lucas Valela will go to his bench again. Looks like Noah Peacock to be withdrawn. He's come just about the closest for the Central Coast Mariners out of anyone. Warm appreciation shown for the return to first grade here for Ahmed El Helou. A live wire striking prospect. Can play as a 9 or a 10 or a 9.5. And he's forced into some defending immediately here. El Helou. Able to send it clear initially. Rose nods it forward, and Nathan Barry was a little late there and will find his way into the referee's notebook. Jake Rose brandishing that yellow card in the direction of the Northern Beaches boy. Richie Cardozo yet to go to his bench. Lucas Valela has used 3 of his available substitutes. Here's Rose. Nods it forward towards El Helou. Those two have combined so often. It's small. It's just a little too far ahead of El Helou. The Mariners suddenly looking a little more lively. The introduction of El Helou perhaps injecting or introducing a fresh injection of energy. As Cameron puts his foot through the clearance. Mutakoi and Abdul Rahman had a good handful of each other's shirts. Mutakoi able to poke it into touch. Here's Alizard. Richards racing across. And a tussle between Alizard and Richards. Richards emerges clear with it. Assessing the options in front, one of who was El Helou. Just left it a little way behind El Helou. You can see the frustration etched on the face there of Richards. Just not quite on the same wavelength on that occasion. Ahmed El Helou and Flynn Richards. Dinked forward there by Barry. You can see he was trying to link up with Lual. Didn't quite get the purchase required though, and into touch it goes. Miller will hoist it back in. Richards will nod it on. Contact in the back there of Flynn Richards, right in front of our broadcast position here. The Mariners will have the free kick. One of the most fouled players per 90 minutes played in the league is Flynn Richards. He's made a darting run forward in the wide area here as well. Alizard had to rise to meet it. It was an awkward sort of one as well for Leon Alizard, and forced to turn it into touch. Here is Richards, now Miller. Unhappy with what was presented ahead of him there, Miller, so it just goes back to Paragali. The Mariners happy to again go back to Joel Wade, who switches the point of attack. Well nodded forward by Jablonski. Then Riles linking up with Rose, who tries to weave his way into the area, all the way to the byline, pulled back for El Helou. Well, it was very, very nearly the Jai Rose and Ahmed El Helou story again here at Pluham Park. As we said, they have linked up on no shortage of occasions throughout the course of the season. They seem to have this almost telepathic understanding at times. El-Helu just couldn't quite guide that one goalwards, and now Lual trying to stride forward. It's Badalato. Cop. Cameron. First time ball straight at the feet of Jordan Small for the Mariners, and now Riles tries to evade the attention of Ricky Franson. Only able to run it into touch though. Bacchus. Badalato dropping in there. Barry. Again, you can sense a bit of an increase in tempo here from the Wanderers as Kopp tries to hook it over his shoulder. Paragalli repels it initially, and then Schumacher able to knot it clear, but a bit of contact on Kai Schumacher there after the ball had already gone. Much to the chagrin of those in red and black. There was certainly contact between Bacchus and Schumacher. Enough so for Jake Rose to stop play. And for the Mariners to take the wind out of that Wanderers attack. Kopp gets there ahead of Small. Mutakuyi, though, gets there ahead of Abdul Rahman. Lual again, proving a handful. Paragalli dealing with it again. Throw in on the far touchline for the Wanderers, though. Rose unable to keep it in play. Now, it looks like Richie Cardozo is going to go to his bench for the first time this afternoon. Cade Bacchus is going to be withdrawn. He's got through an absolute mountain of work this afternoon, has Cade Bacchus. Into the fray comes Max Haitley, number 19. Straight into the action there as well. Mariners try and dig it clear. The strike will come from Nathan Barry, but the whistle had gone. So, as it stands, as we said, a point would be enough for the Central Coast Mariners as we tick into the final 17 or so minutes here at Pluim Park. As it stands with Mount Druitt currently level with Spirit FC, the Wanderers would see themselves in that Pro-Rel playoff. They would see themselves a point ahead of Mount Druitt. If the Wanderers can find the back of the net, if they can force the issue, that would see the Mariners then forced into that Pro-Rel playoff. And they're going to launch it again. A long throw towards the head of Franson. Haitley into the action immediately. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty again from the red and black as Kopp looks to swing it in. Mutakuyi repels it. Everyone behind the ball for the Central Coast Mariners here at the moment. Some of the big timberers stayed forward as well, the likes of Ricky Franson. He makes his way back now. The Mariners have got more defending to do towards Lual and, well, not the direction required on the cross, really. Hatley will play up top alongside Lual. Alat Abdul Rahman will drop a little bit deeper and try and exert a bit more influence on the game in the wide areas particularly. And Wade this time showing no interest in playing short from the back. Long it goes from Wade. El Helu wrestling for it. Badalato emerging with it. Now, Julian Kopp. First time ball into the legs of Jablonski. Hatley with a little layoff there for Kopp. Motukoi stepping across. Motukoi turning it into touch. Flick on towards Lual. Back to goal, which just allowed Max Miller to steal in. Wave after wave of attack here from the Wanderers as Jablonski repels the latest of them. You can feel the tension in the stands here at Pluim Park. Pushed it in towards the head of Franson, who will nod it on. Miller will get there first. Franson will try and nod it back in, but Small will hook it clear. Badalato only able to find the feet of Jai Rose now, who advances over halfway. It was just behind El Helu and too far ahead of Flynn Richards, though. Jordan Small stepping in to take control, and referee's whistle goes for the handball. Well, two sets of supporters with very different sets of feelings and opinions. It was for the handball. Jake Rose awarding the free kick for the Wanderers. Into the wide area it goes again. Richards there ahead of Alizart. Richards receiving some advice from the RBB. He won't mind that, I can tell you that much. As Wade again drives it forward towards El Helu. Coming together between El Helu and Nathan Barry. El Helu the aggressor. It's becoming a little bit stop-start in the last 5 minutes or so here at Pluim. There's Vidakovic. Lual with the flick on towards Abdul Rahman. Michael Paragali sends it into the top corner of the stands, and we have a crowd catch as well in the stands here from Matthew Paisley. Well-known Mariners supporter, of course, there Matthew Paisley, showing his goalkeeping abilities. It's the Wanderers to get us back underway. Badalato. Nodded in towards Hatley. Turned home by Lual. Deadlock finally broken. And just look what it means to the red and black. Awan Lual. Goal number 7 of the season. And that could just be the most crucial one of all. The tension broken with an almighty roar here at Pluim Park. And the Wanderers hit the front. The drums are beating. The RBB is pulsating. And the Wanderers, in their bid for survival, have struck a hammer blow at the heart of the Central Coast. Mariners fans getting behind their team, urging their team forward now. They find themselves behind, chasing safety. As it stands now, the Wanderers would be safe. As the whistle goes against Ahmed El Helu. And as it stands now, the Mariners would find themselves in that promotion relegation decider against the SD Raiders. Alazart sends it towards the edge of the penalty area, nodded on by Kopp. Claimed by Wade, who sends his charges forward. Rolled out to the feet of his captain, Michael Paragali. Now it's Miller hugging this near touchline and inverting and linking up with Schumacher. His pass is a long way ahead of Jablonski. Jesse Cameron there first, and Jesse Cameron winning the throw as well. Paragali forced to turn it into touch. The Mariners seemingly shell-shocked now. About 10 or so minutes to go here at Plume. The Wanderers will be in no hurry to take the restart. Advancing via successive throw-ins now. Here's Kopp. Haitley has Jablonski in his back, and then Schumacher joining the party. Behind for just a goal kick. Well, we're no strangers to late drama in this fixture as well. Harper Riles, of course, equalised in the 85th minute last time these two sides met. The only draw between these two sides in the last 7 or 8 years. But it's Lual now looking to put the screws to the Mariners. Now it's Kopp, who's stolen a march on Paragali. 3 to aim for. Mutakoyi diving in. Struck the hand of Shumba Mutakoyi. And the Wanderers now with a chance to secure safety. To the spot we will go at Plume Park. Potentially delight for the Wanderers. Potentially despair for the Central Coast Mariners. And for Alat Abdulrahman, perhaps never has so much been riding on one kick. The RBB are up and about again. As Alat Abdulrahman steps up and fires home. Alat Abdulrahman has all but secured the Wanderer status in the top flight for 2026. The Wanderers in ecstasy. The Mariners, agony. Michael Paragali still disputing the decision. As is Shumba Mutakoyi, but it won't matter. The Wanderers take the lead by 2-0, and now, well, There's been a change for the Mariners, I fancy, as well, as Max Miller has made his way from the field. The RBB are up and about again, but they're getting a bit of a talking to as well, as Lual striding forward, getting the return pass as well. Lual, it's a little bit wider than he may have hoped. Abdul Rahman bounces off the head of Haitley and into the arms of Joel Wade, and well, Haitley's hit the turf there as well. On will go towards the head of Riles. Richards skipping away from Abdul Rahman, the latest goal scorer. Angus Reid into the fray, sending it forward. The whistle goes, and well, still a tangle here between Paragali and Elizart. Angus Reid introduced at the expense of Max Miller just a moment ago. Jablonski to hoist this one in towards the back post. Chaos rising. Vidakovic saving. Riles striking. And Franson clearing. It may come straight back at them though. Richards spreads it wide. Repels. Once again, as far as Jablonski. Back with Wade. Who sends it forward but straight into touch. And the opportunity for the Wanderers to take out some more valuable seconds. Mutakui will nod it to halfway. Mutakui again will need to be on his toes there under the press of Haitley. As Richards is bundled off it. The whistle going in favour of the Central Coast as Richie Cardozo goes to his bench once more. They'll be in no hurry to make this substitution. Are they going to make it actually at the defensive set piece? I fancy perhaps not. Everyone behind the ball defending this for the Wanderers. Just about everyone forward for the Central Coast as Jablonski again curls this one towards the head of Mutakui. Nodded clear, and then Elizart completing the clearance. Richards across. And Richards now emerging with it to hoist it in towards the penalty spots. Nathan Barry to nod it clear. Acrobatics from Abdul Rahman, who will receive the return pass and bear down on goal. He goes around Wade, but couldn't quite pull it back into the area. Abdul Rahman. Still they come here. Kopp flipped in towards the penalty spots. Nodded clear as far as Mutakui. And now Rose. Still going here, Rose. Badalato tracked him all the way. And waited and delayed and made the challenge. Turning it into touch. And the Wanderers now, Richie Cardozo will go to his bench. Owen Lual, who opened the scoring, makes his way to the bench. Warm reception from those Wanderers fans for one of their heroes of the afternoon, Lual, whose goal set the tone for proceedings here. As Reid swings it in towards the back post. Again, the Wanderers able to deal with it. It's Johnny Pavlovic on in place of Lual. And Vidakovic comfortable. Plunging on the ball. And the Mariners have been denied at every turn It's been a professional performance from these Western Sydney Wanderers this afternoon. Abdul Rahman, now Battalato. Swept in again towards the head of Pavlovic, who tries to flick it around the corner of Mutakoyi, who slips initially, is able to dig it clear. Towards Abdul Rahman again, the Mariners able to clear, but the whistle providing sweet relief. We are through the regulation 90 minutes here at Pluim Park. 4 minutes of time to be added on. As Logan Sambrook, who's also been introduced for the Central Coast Mariners, wrestling with Jesse Cameron on that far touchline. Free kick going the way of the Wanderers. Vidakovic, of course, will be in no hurry to take, ensuring the ball is set just so. Before he launches it long, flicked on, and flicked behind. Half-hearted appeals as Pavlovic hit the turf after the flick on from Haitley. Wade, once again sending it forward. The Wanderers have proved impossible to break down for these Central Coast Mariners. Battalato. I fancy Pavlovic may have been offside there. Flag didn't come. Jablonski, in any case, had body position. As Wade again just driving it forward. Abdul Rahman, who scored from the spot. Now it's Haitley. Bearing down on the area here. Pulled in towards Johnny Pavlovic, who has well and truly sealed the Wanderers' status. Survival. 3 goals and 3 points when it matters most for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Off the bench and onto the score sheet. And you can't say they haven't deserved it. Max Haitley it was who made the goal, of course. Creating the space, the pullback, precision, the finish. Poignant. Richie Cardozo will take the opportunity to go to his bench. Again, Alat Abdul Rahman makes his way across to the RBB to celebrate, as well he might. Nathan Barry also withdrawn. He's been at the heart of everything, every defensive action, of course, today for the Wanderers. So strong, of course, as we said, the boy from the Northern Beaches. Out of his skin on the coast today. Fantastic performance. In what looks to certainly just about be a clean sheet here this afternoon for the Wanderers as Reid launches this one forward. Battalato's also been withdrawn as well. Jordan Small. Now Rose. Anything now for the Mariners would surely be nothing more than a mere consolation. Sambrook pulled into the area. Strike from Riles. Didn't get the purchase required. Paragali trying to dance his way through on the byline. Tristan Vidakovic will be the latest entrance into the referee's notebook. I'm sure he won't mind. Clean sheet number 7 incoming for the season for Tristan Vidakovic. 2 in a row as well, if you don't mind, following his their 3-0 victory last week. They look to repeat the feat again today. Paragali it is now. Driven low towards El Helu. Strikes first time. Contact looked good, but always tailing away from goal. The final whistle goes. Status, survival secured for the Western Sydney Wanderers. 3 goals and 3 points in a 5-star second half, as they dispatch a fellow academy side, the Central Coast Mariners, on their home patch, if you don't mind. The Wanderers left it late, till the final day, in fact. But it doesn't matter, they will play in the top flight in 2026. Awan Lual opened the scoring, of course, in the 79th minute. Alet Abdulrahman added a second from the penalty spot before Johnny Pavlovic off the bench and onto the score sheet to send the Wanderers and their faithful into absolute ecstasy on the coast. For the Mariners, they will be forced into that Pro-Rel playoff, Leg 1 next week against the Southern District Raiders. Not unfamiliar territory for them, of course. They did chart that course last season. And should they wish to play top flight football next season, they will have to do it the hard way once again.
Awesome job, man.
But that's a wrap from all of us here on the Central Coast. After the final round of the regular season, we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks for the Pro-Rel playoff. But from myself, Pete Pryor, I'll see you all next time. From me, it's bye for now.